Hope you had a great Easter. I hope you're having some time to garden and read books and watch movies and do puzzles. You know, in the midst of slowing down, we kind of think about, at least I think about the things that really matter. As I'm sitting alone and praying or reading, things come to my mind that I think what really matters, what's really important in this life that we have. And so I'm in my office, and I thought I'd introduce you to a few things that I love. So one, you probably already know, is Star Wars.
Yes. Do or do not. There is no try.
Yes, love Star Wars. I've got Yoda here in the office with me, and it's nice because he's shorter than me. I also miss and love baseball. I'm missing watching the Braves. They should have started a few weeks ago, but we're still on hold. But also in my office, I've got this statue of Jesus that was carved in Bethlehem, holding a little lamb. Is a great reminder of what's important. You know, we kind of surround ourselves by what we find important, pictures of our family or, memorabilia that reminds us of all the things that we love. And it made me think of the Apostle Paul. And Paul wrote this letter called Colossians, and he did it, amazingly, while he was in prison. Right about the same time he wrote the letter to the Ephesians. And in this letter, in the very first chapter, he has two verses that really describe his mission statement, his life's purpose. And he wraps what his life's up, what it's about, all in just 34 words. That's it. Everything that he cares about, thinks about, works on, and does in 34 words. So let me read it to you. This is Colossians chapter 1, verses 28 and 29. Verse 28 starts with him we proclaim. Him being Jesus. He's just spent several verses before this talking about Jesus being the visible image of the invisible God. That he's the firstborn of all creation, and by Jesus, everything that was created in the entire universe was created by him and for him. So he's saying, him, the one I've just been talking about, we proclaim. And when he says proclaim, what he means is, the picture he's trying to give is that he's standing on top of a mountainside and he's wanting as many people to hear him as possible. I'm talking about Jesus. Come to Jesus. We proclaim. And then he goes on, warning everyone and teaching everyone with all wisdom that we may present everyone mature in Christ. I love that. First he says we warn. We want people to know that if they're on the wrong path, that they need to get off that path. Then he says, then we teach everyone with all wisdom. Not only do we warn them, but then we want to teach them, here's the right path. Here's the things that you do need to know and the things you need to do in order to have a relationship with Christ. And then he says this, that we might present everyone mature in Christ. And this is something we talk about in Young Life, that we're not just wanting to help kids meet Jesus and say yes to Jesus, but we actually want them to grow and become mature, devoted followers of Jesus, not just as teenagers, but for the rest of their lives, so that they could then disciple others. But then he says this, verse 29, I'm so grateful he says it. He says, for this, what he was just talking about, I toil. And the word toil means that you work on it and you work on it and you work on it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's hard work. And sometimes you just feel like giving up because it just feels like, oh, are you kidding me? This is taking forever. But he goes, for this I toil, struggling. Talking about just like, this is as hard as anything I've ever done in my life, and I'm struggling. But then he says, with all of his energy, not his own energy, but God's energy that powerfully works within me. So he's saying that what I'm doing is hard and it's a struggle, but it's God's power in me that makes it happen. It's not my own power. But this is my life's purpose. Proclaiming Jesus, warning, teaching, presenting people mature in Christ. And it's a lifetime of work that sometimes will be hard. And imagine the fact that he's writing this while he is in prison. I love the fact that even though Paul has been shut up in one place and he can't get out, maybe how we feel right now, and he doesn't know when he's going to get out, maybe how we feel right now, but he's still thinking, I am still on my purpose. I'm still proclaiming Christ. I am still going after it, whether it's writing letters or preaching to the guards here or singing hymns or praying, whatever it is, wherever I am, this is all God's purpose, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to leverage it so that as many people as possible can come to know Jesus. 34 words. I think that's powerful. What are your 34 words? What are my 34 words?